was wondering if you could suggest how homeowners go about finding a fit. I can imagine that, clients are really choosing Laney LA as much as Laney LA are potentially choosing their clients. There's a lot of vetting and sifting and filtering that goes through that, creating that know, like, trust factor through how you present yourself on your social media and your other platforms. For other homeowners who are sort of looking to find out how they find the personality of the designer they want to work with, what do you suggest people look for in terms of getting that right fit with their potential designer?
Absolutely. What a great question. So I think I'd first want to agree with the question that it's important and that we're doing our potential clients a good service if we can quickly identify where we might not be the best fit for them and they might not be the best fit for us. And here in Southern California, the industry is still booming. And so I think it makes it a little bit easier for people to be, appropriately discerning when it comes to aligning themselves with different professionals or clients. My favorite question is, just if I were a client, if I were hiring an architect, would be something along the lines of, describe to me your process, right? How do you ensure that I as a client will be delighted at the end of the day? And so that I think is going to be answered different for all architects and designers. Some take an approach where they say, you know what, we're going to walk you through our other homes or open up a drawer full of floor plans and you really get to choose something that is proven and vetted. Others would say custom means custom. Right? We start with wish lists and mood boards and inspiration images, and we will invent something for you that you've never seen before. I acknowledge that there is a risk to a client signing up with an architect before they could truly see the finish line. So my answer to that is, if you can at least understand the process that different architects take, that would be an advantage. And in our firm, this is just the way we do it. We do give our clients a guarantee. We give them a very easy way out. So we say that if you're not absolutely delighted after the big schematic design reveal, you get to keep it all, right? That's if you're not so excited about spending many more months working with us, then honestly, let's save ourselves the heartache and part ways. In some ways, that's a way for us to avoid the crazy people, and it's a way for them to know that we sincerely mean it. If their delight is our number one priority, not that we aren't attempting to build something we're celebrating from a design perspective alone, but that gives them at least the peace of mind that they can test us. We can certainly attempt to prove ourselves, and at the end of the day, if it's not a good fit, it's not a good fit.
Yeah, what an awesome way to actually, for a homeowner to elicit an incredibly useful conversation with a designer by framing that question to them, because immediately you get to see, okay, how experienced is this architect in guiding a client through a process? How knowledgeable is this designer in knowing what my hopes and my fears might be and how they might need to take care of me and guide me through this? Like, that's fantastic. Thank you very much for that. That was a great guidance for a homeowner. So you've talked a little bit, touched on your process a little bit there in terms of that guarantee that you give clients. How do you explain the process to your potential clients when they're coming in? Because I can imagine it is a very lengthy process. There's obviously a lot of drawings that are produced. We're going to talk about the technology that you use in a little while, but just in terms of explaining, okay, this is what it's going to look like. This is how long it's going to take. This is how much we're going to be in each other's pockets. This is, what we're going to be producing, and this is why your fee is what your fee is. How do you go through? Are you telling them the schedule of drawings that they'll get? Are you telling them how long things will take? How do you actually explain that process to a potential client?
Yeah, great question. And I'm hoping I can actually share with you a link, because when clients interview us, we take them through what we call our proven process or our delighted client map. And this is effectively a 6-phase map. It's this spiraling diagram. And I wish I could have shared it with you earlier, but hopefully we can link it. And it takes the clients through 6 major phases: discovery, design, engineering, pre-construction, guided permitting, and verified construction. Below each of those 6 phases, it just lists what our involvement is and what we accomplished together, who the teammates are, and when that phase turns on and off, and how long it takes for it to get completed. 5 of those phases are included within our fixed fee agreement, and the final phase, the construction phase, is explained to be an hourly phase. And so it's this map. Does it explain everything? It does not. Would any architect kind of yawn when they see it? They probably will, because it's that ordinary. But I find that most clients are first-time clients, or if they've done it before, they've never had someone take great care to lead them through the process in an educational way. And so the short answer is we use what we call the delighted client map, just to outline the high level of our phases. And then I, of course, show them many examples of the drawings that we produce along the way. So one of my favorite examples would be a client comes to us and say, we want a beautiful courtyard with a tree in the middle of it, right in the middle of the home. And I show them a two-dimensional floor plan. And I say, how do you like it? Right? And they're looking at this like black and white drawing and they think like, where's the courtyard? Right? But then I show them a photorealistic rendering and they can immediately start to critique it and appreciate it and comment on it. And so this diagram is not the only thing we use in our sales process, but it certainly helps to give a framework for all of the deliverables that we do produce.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Hi, now before you go, I just wanted to share with you, there are 3 big mistakes that I see homeowners make when they're planning their renovation or building project. Mistakes that cause huge amounts of stress, cost overruns, time blowouts, and really ultimately make the journey of renovating and building much more difficult. Want to know what they are? Well, the first of those 3 mistakes is that people just dive into the process. They don't really prepare for it. They don't really understand what are the right steps to take and when, and they just barrel in. And I think homeowners do this because it's a big, overwhelming process building or renovating your home. It involves a lot of big decisions, a lot of money. But unfortunately, if you're only ever taking steps ahead, not really knowing the full picture, it's very easy to get lost, misled, end up in a completely the wrong spot, and for it to be very expensive and time consuming to get yourself out of that position. The second mistake that I see homeowners make is they make themselves a target. A lot of homeowners tell me actually they feel like they're walking around with a target on their forehead just waiting to be taken advantage of. But unfortunately, a lot of homeowners don't do the work required to really inform themselves so that they know how to sift and filter the advice that they're receiving, so that they know how to not fall for the dodgy operators, and so that they know when they're being told something that they want to hear rather than what they need to hear. When you know how to put the right team of people around you and you know how to trust the advice that you're receiving, it will completely change the game for your renovation or building journey. The third mistake that I see homeowners make is that they don't invest in the design. The design, of course, is the lines, the spaces, the volumes that are drawn as lines on a page, but end up becoming the rooms and the home that you ultimately live in. And so many homeowners really struggle because they know that this is something going to be long term, that their decisions are going to have a big impact on how they get to live their lives, and yet really fear stuffing it up, making decisions that they think that they'll regret long term. When you know how to get the design right, how to create a home that not only works for you now but into the future, then you can move with certainty towards that future finished home, knowing that it'll actually deliver the dream that you're hoping it will and create a beautiful lifestyle for you and your family. I would love you to check out my 2 online courses. I have one for Australian homeowners called How to Get It Right in Your Reno or New Home, and I have one for American homeowners called the Welcome Home course. If you don't know the steps from start to finish of your renovation or building journey, from the point of talking with your local authority through putting your team together, getting the design right, getting all of your approvals, choosing your contractor or builder and getting your home built, that's exactly what these courses will help you do. I lay out step by step my own system that I've been using in over 250 projects in over almost 25 years in this industry, and I explain it to you in a step-by-step way that you can put into action on your project. I also help you really focus on what are the core fundamentals of a well-designed home. What does it look like to achieve good design? I have got minimum recommendations for dimensions. I've got some key things to help really pull out of you what it's going to be that you want from your home, so that you can really communicate that with the people that you're working with and get really clear on what's going to make a big difference for you and your family's lifestyle in your home. And I also have lots of tools and guides so that you can pull the right team together. You can sift and filter the advice that you're receiving. You can know that you're moving in the right direction. You can always be working to save money and time and stress, and you can
can really get bang for buck in how you spend your budget overall, so that you can make sure that you stretch that money that you have as far as it possibly can go. And ultimately, these courses are all about helping you create that future family home that you're dreaming of, that is perfect for you and your family, and that ultimately helps you feel great and that you feel great in. So again, for Australian homeowners, it's how to get it right in your reno or new home. And for American homeowners, I teamed up with Eric Reinholdt of 30 by 40 Design Workshop. He's an award-winning American architect based in Maine, and we created the Welcome Home course. The links are below for you to check out both of these courses. I would love to see you on the inside and really help you create that future family home that you're dreaming of and get it right whilst you save time, money and stress.